Greetings, Cowboys fans. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we've got plenty of updates to dive into, so if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time to do so. You won't want to miss the latest on the Cowboys draft moves. The Dallas Cowboys made their selection at the 12th overall pick in the NFL draft. And while many fans, including myself, expected the team to go after a guard, they ultimately chose Tyler Booker, the offensive lineman from Alabama, despite speculation that they might trade down or go in a different direction. This was the decision that the Cowboys made. It's worth noting that the team wasn't able to secure a trade, and with players like Teneroa McMillan already off the board, they decided to take the best available talent. Booker's impressive performance at the NFL Combine showcased not just his athleticism, but also his mentality. He's an aggressive player who approaches his position with the mindset of making defenders think twice before facing him. Now, this pick has certainly sparked some conversation. How do we evaluate this selection? Well, it's time to look at Tyler Booker's potential, and I want to hear from you too. I'm opening the floor to all of you. Feel free to rate this. Pick with a letter grade from A to F. First off, I'm not particularly fond of the term safe when evaluating draft prospects. In past years, players labeled as safe didn't always live up to the hype. That being said, in the case of Tyler Booker, I think the label applies. He's a player that could start from day one. While he's not the flashiest athlete in terms of agility or speed, he brings a lot to the table in terms of strength and leadership. I was a bit surprised that the Cowboys opted for a less athletic guard in the first round, especially given the athleticism on display by some of the other prospects. However, what Booker brings to the Cowboys is undeniable. A strong, physically imposing presence on the offensive line. Booker stands nearly 6'5" and weighs in at around 321 pounds with hands measuring 11 inches, which, while not ideal for every position, is similar to the hand size of some of the NFL's best linemen. Once he gets his hands on an opponent, it's tough for them to break free. What's also worth noting is that Booker initially started out as a left tackle before transitioning to left guard at Alabama. And despite that switch, he performed exceptionally well. Now with the Cowboys, he's expected to line up as the right guard. And I don't foresee any significant issues with that transition. He's played that position before, and there hasn't been a drop in performance when he was moved around. It's clear that he's a player who could slot in as the new starting right guard without hesitation. Now, as far as Booker's draft grade goes, when I first looked at him, I had him pegged as a second-round pick due to some of his testing numbers that didn't jump off the page. However, after giving it some thought, I've come to realize that his evaluation is less about pure athleticism and more about what he brings to the table as a protector and a physical force. His power and ability to control the line of scrimmage are far more important than his 40-yard dash time or vertical leap. His play strength is truly exceptional, and that's something the Cowboys need. For a team that has struggled with their running game in recent seasons, having a player like Booker who can dominate up front is a significant boost. Booker's testing results during the Combine were decent, but his real value comes from his physicality. He's built to excel in the trenches, and his ability to open up holes in the running game is exactly what Dallas needs. While he might not be the most nimble guard in the draft class, he's certainly one of the strongest. He brings a level of physicality that's rare to see in a player at his position. The Cowboys have struggled for a few years to get consistent push up front, particularly in the running game, and Booker's presence will help to change that dynamic. He's going to be a problem for defensive linemen, and that's something the Cowboys desperately need. While I had initially thought of him as a second rounder, his strength combined with his potential to start from day one pushed me to reconsider. This was a pick based on power and a need to solidify the offensive line. And when you consider that in the context of the Cowboys' current roster, it makes perfect sense. Booker doesn't have elite athleticism in every category, but he has more than enough to hold his own at the NFL level. His ability to dominate defenders in close quarters is going to make him a key asset for the Cowboys' offensive line, and that's exactly what they need to shore up their attack. The Cowboys have always placed a high premium on offensive linemen who can control the line of scrimmage and open lanes for the running back. Booker fits that mold perfectly. His raw power and strength are his defining traits, and he's going to make a significant impact from day one. While he might not be the flashy pick that some fans wanted, he's the kind of player that can help win games in the trenches. After all, it's not always about the highlight reel plays. Sometimes it's about the gritty, tough, physical players who can do the dirty work. That said, I know some fans are concerned about other needs on the team, particularly at wide receiver and running back. The Cowboys still have glaring holes in both of those positions, and it's clear they'll need to address them in the coming rounds. But let's be real. Booker was a needed pick. The offensive line needed help, and he provides that in a big way. With the offensive line set to feature 5 starters, 3 of whom share the name Tyler, it's going to be fun to see how this group gels together. Of course, there are still other holes to fill, and the draft is far from over. The second day will give us another chance to evaluate who the Cowboys target next. Will they look to add a wide receiver or perhaps another defensive player to boost the depth on that side of the ball? Only time will tell, but for now, Tyler Booker is the newest member of the Cowboys offensive line, and he's ready to make an impact. I'm excited to see how he develops and what he brings to the team in the years to come. What are your thoughts on this pick? Was it the right choice for the Cowboys, or do you think they missed an opportunity to address another position? Let me know in the comments below. I'm looking forward to hearing your reactions. As always, I'll be keeping you updated on all things Cowboys as the draft progresses. Stay tuned for more insights and analysis in the coming days. The Dallas Cowboys entered the 2025 NFL Draft with several needs to address, but one area that stood out as particularly crucial was the offensive line. After years of boasting of the most dominant offensive lines in the NFL, the Cowboys had seen their protection falter in recent seasons. Injuries, aging players, and inconsistency had left the unit a shadow of its former self. As the draft approached, many fans and analysts alike wondered whether the Cowboys would prioritize bolstering the offensive line. And with the 12th overall pick, the decision was made. Tyler Booker, a powerful offensive lineman from Alabama, was their man. At first glance, this pick might not seem as flashy as some others the Cowboys could have made. Many had predicted that Dallas would target a wide receiver or perhaps a defensive back, positions that are also in need of attention. Yet when you look deeper, the selection of Booker makes perfect sense for a team that knows how important it is to dominate the trenches, and that's exactly what Booker does. Standing nearly 6'5" and weighing in at around 321 pounds, he is a force in the running game. His ability to move defenders off the ball and create lanes for the Cowboys backs was undoubtedly a key factor in the team's decision to pull the trigger on him. Booker's journey to the NFL is one marked by hard work and resilience. After starting his career as a left tackle at Alabama, he made the transition to left guard, where he excelled, showcasing a combination of power and agility that made him a nightmare for opposing defenders. His experience at both positions gives him a versatility that will be invaluable for the Cowboys, especially as they continue to adjust their offensive line. Many offensive linemen struggle when switching from tackle to guard, but Booker handled the move with relative ease, earning praise from scouts and coaches alike. His fluidity and ability to adapt have made him a highly sought-after prospect, and the Cowboys were fortunate to have him fall to them at the 12th spot. One of the biggest selling points for Booker is his mentality. He approaches the game with a level of intensity that you don't often see in college players. He's a mauler in the trenches, a player who relishes the physicality of the game and thrives when he can impose his will on defenders. There's a reason why his teammates at Alabama speak so highly of him. Booker is not only a dominant physical force, but also a leader on and off the field. That leadership will be critical as he transitions to the NFL, where he'll be expected to anchor the Cowboys' offensive line from day one. The Cowboys' offensive line has been in need of a boost for a few years now, and while they've made some moves to address the situation, the pick of Booker could be the piece that finally solidifies the unit. He brings a level of toughness and consistency that was missing last season, and his ability to control the line of scrimmage will make life easier for both the quarterback and the running backs. The Cowboys have struggled with their ground game in recent years, and while they've had solid performances from their backs, the offensive line has not been able to consistently create lanes for them. Booker's presence should change that. While some might have expected the Cowboys to go in a different direction with their first-round pick, there's no denying that the offensive line needed to be a priority. With an aging Tyron Smith and concerns about the long-term health of other key players, Booker's selection is a forward-thinking move. He has the potential to be a cornerstone of the Cowboys' offensive line for years to come, and with a team's window for competing for championships wide open, the time to invest in protecting the quarterback and establishing a strong run game is now. It's important to note that Booker's selection wasn't just about filling a need. It was about securing a player who could come in and make an immediate impact. The Cowboys are in win-now mode, and the decision to take Booker is a reflection of that mindset. His power, coupled with his ability to get to the second level and block on the move, makes him a perfect fit for Dallas offense. The team wants to play a physical downhill brand of football, and Booker is the kind of player who can make that happen. Looking at his physical attributes, it's easy to see why Booker stood out in the draft process. His size and strength alone are enough to make him a force on the field. However, what separates him from other prospects is his ability to translate that raw power into technique. He's not just a player who relies on brute force. He knows how to use his body to win in the trenches. Whether it's with his strong hands, his ability to get low in his stance, or his quick feet, Booker's technique is well-rounded and refined for a player of his age. Despite not having the most spectacular athletic testing numbers, Booker's game tape speaks volumes. When you watch him play, it's clear that he's a dominant force who can take control of a game. His strength at the point of attack is unmatched, and his ability to handle bull rushes and maintain leverage is exceptional. It's no surprise that the Cowboys were eager to add him to their roster. Of course, some might question why Dallas didn't go after other positions with his pick. Wide receiver, cornerback, and even a second-tier pass rusher were all positions of need for the Cowboys. And with so much talent available in those areas, it's easy to see why some fans might be disappointed with the pick. However, when you take a step back and consider the Cowboys' current roster, the selection of Booker makes a lot of sense. Protecting Dak Prescott and opening up lanes for the running backs should be at the top of the priority list. And Booker's addition immediately strengthens both of those areas. As the Cowboys continue to build around their franchise quarterback, the importance of having a dominant offensive line cannot be overstated. With Booker now in the fold, the Cowboys have the chance to once again build a line that can go toe-to-toe with some of the league's best. And in an NFC East that features stout defenses, having a player like Booker could be the difference. Between winning and losing the division, the draft is far from over and the Cowboys still have several picks to make. But as we look at the team's first selection, it's clear that they're taking a step in the right direction. Booker brings a physical, aggressive mentality that will serve the Cowboys well as they aim for another deep playoff run. The next few years will likely see the Cowboys become a more dominant team in the trenches, and Tyler Booker will be a big part of that transformation. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. Jared Goff, the experienced quarterback who previously led the Detroit Lions, has officially signed a 4-year contract with the Dallas Cowboys. This move, which has sent waves of excitement through the NFL, marks a new chapter in Goff's career, as he joins one of the most storied franchises in the league. The signing was confirmed by sources within the Cowboys organization earlier this week. And it comes at a time when Dallas is looking to strengthen its offensive lineup in hopes of making a deep playoff run. For Goff, this represents an opportunity to reinvent his career with a team that boasts a solid offensive foundation and a passionate fan base. The 28-year-old quarterback, drafted by the Los Angeles Rams in 2016 as the #1 overall pick, has had his share of highs and lows. He led the Rams to a Super Bowl appearance in 2019, but was traded to the Lions in 2021, where he played 2 seasons. While his time in Detroit was marked by growing pains, Goff's experience has been invaluable, and many believe he is poised for a resurgence with the Cowboys. Dallas is hoping that Goff's leadership and ability to read defenses will elevate their offense to new heights. The Cowboys' offense has been one of the more dynamic units in recent years, but they have struggled at times with consistency at the quarterback position. Goff's ability to manage games, make key throws, and stay calm under pressure makes him an intriguing fit for the Cowboys system. The contract, worth an estimated $160 million over 4 years, includes significant incentives tied to playoff performance, making it clear that the Cowboys are all in on their Super Bowl aspirations. Goff's addition also provides some much-needed stability at the quarterback position, a role that has seen its fair share of turnover since the departure of Dak Prescott's predecessor, Tony Romo. As training camp approaches, Goff will be expected to quickly acclimate to the Cowboys' offensive scheme and build chemistry with star playmakers like running back Ezekiel Elliott and wide receiver CeeDee Lamb. The pressure will be on Goff to prove that he can thrive in a high-pressure environment and deliver the kind of consistent performance that will bring Dallas back to the top of the NFC. The Cowboys' decision to sign Goff was also influenced by the team's desire to stay competitive in an increasingly tough NFC East division. With rivals like the Philadelphia Eagles and Washington football team improving their rosters, Dallas needed a proven quarterback who could help them keep pace. While many see this move as a gamble, the upside for both Goff and the Cowboys is undeniable. If Goff can return to his Super Bowl caliber form, Dallas could be a serious contender in the NFC for years to come. Fans are eagerly awaiting the start of the season, hopeful that their new quarterback will lead them to the promised land. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.